Welcome, friends, to Faith-Led Healing. I'm your host, Tammy Trayer, and today is episode 12, and we are going to talk about reflection. It is the first Friday of the new year, 2024. Hard to believe. You've heard me say that over and over again, episode after episode. Time flies. But reflection is a really important aspect of not just a new year and bringing in a new year or the end of a year, but it should be something that we reflect on regularly, that we check in, that we see where we're at. That's what I want to talk about today. I am truly blessed this morning to be in a different location. When I got here, the water was just a reflection of the sky. There was nothing in it. Right now, there are a lot of ducks and geese in it. Yesterday, when I found this place, there was not a lot of space on the water. It was just loaded with ducks and geese. It was a really refreshing sight. And I want to share a little story about that, actually. I am traveling on business, and I don't do this super often, but when I do, it takes me oftentimes to the city. And as you know, I have an aversion for the city. I love my homestead. I love my life. I love the peace and tranquility that I've created for myself. Reminding you that you can do the same wherever you are. But anyway, I was traveling and I was looking for a food co-op because, of course, when I travel, I keep things very clean, which will be one of our upcoming subjects and topics. But punched it in. It was a whole list of different places. I was going to a specific one. I tapped on it. It told me I was heading to that location. And, I know otherwise because I'm in a new location. So driving, pull in, and it says you've reached your location. And this is where I ended up. And I'm like, this is not the food co-op. But I knew that when I first started out, it told me I was heading to the co-op. So instantly my mind goes to where God is directing me. Because, so often I've missed those moments or had those aha moments later. But that was like an instantaneous, okay, God, you've brought me here for a reason. I'm going to even pin this location on the map because I know you're going to bring me back here, or there's a reason I'm here right now. And it was I'll come back. And I came back yesterday afternoon. I found it in the morning. It's been raining here, and the sun finally came out yesterday. And you guys know me, I'm a wilderness girl, so I always seek out places like this when I'm in the city to nurture my soul. And as I was walking here yesterday afternoon, I was reflecting, and I'm like, it's such a great topic for the podcast, because you hear me tell you to check in all the time. But it's really important that we also reflect. So often, especially on a healing journey, for one, when we're instantly placed, and I say that with intention, because we are placed in situations for a reason. And it's so amazing when God places us in these places. Not often, though, do we see the good in it, because oftentimes the places we are placed are trials, and through our trials is where we grow. It should be a new topic upcoming. Seeing your trials for what they are. Major growth opportunities. But we need to reflect often and see how far we've come, because often when we're in a valley, we've got blinders on. and we don't see all the amazing things or our growth. We are just so determined to reach the end result. I was listening to a podcast yesterday while I was walking part of my journey here. And it really made me think about this also. Not only do we need to reflect, but we need to pay attention, because so often we are so focused on the end result that we miss all the goodness in between. We're so hurried. You're going to hear me giving you a lot of guidance and direction this year on slowing things down and being intentional and baby steps you can take. So join me next episode for that one. But let's reflect today. As you're listening to this, I want you to think about how far you've come. Just this year alone. 2023 was a rapid fire year. It followed several years of chaos for most of us, for many of us. Several years of uncertainty, several years of maybe being in a fear-based place. I think that though 2023 was a really fast-paced year, I think there's much to reflect on. Our growth, our progress, our healing, our change in direction maybe for many of us. I don't know about you guys, but when things are fast, I focus on slowing them down. I focus on making sure I'm not missing anything. And I've really been checking in. That's one thing that I really put into place in 2023 is checking in. Where am I at? And this isn't just on a weekly or a monthly basis. This is on a daily basis. Where am I at? Where am I at lunchtime? Am I anxious? Am I speeding through the day? Am I missing what's happening around me? We don't have to reflect in such a large scale. We need to reflect often. I think it's a really important practice, and I want to encourage you to take time to reflect. And like I said, on the next episode, I'm going to give you some tips to really hone in on life, on your day-to-day, on your intentions, on your dreams, on your goals, on a healthy life, a lifestyle worth living. Reflect. Reflect on what you've already walked out in life, how far you've come, your growth, your healing, your courage. Life takes courage. Life takes strength. Life takes tenacity and perseverance. And, so often we go through life and we think we're not worthy. We think we're not strong. And when you reflect, I think that's a really clear picture of just how strong, how perseverant, how courageous we really are. Don't lose sight of that. Don't lose sight of who you are. I think that's another important aspect of reflecting. I see so many people going through life seeking things, desiring things, but losing sight of themselves. Being afraid to be who they are. And that's why you will hear me say so much, because it's one of the most important things I've gained in my healing journey is the power and freedom of being who you are, who you were called to be. And when we reflect, I think it puts a little more strength in our tool belt on who we are. See how far you've come. That is so important in a healing journey, because so often we are so desiring to be healthy that we miss the baby steps and the celebrations of the baby steps as to how we got where we are. And I want you to really start honing in this year, honing in on who you are, whose you are, who you are called to be. The strength, the power, the courage, the perseverance. This is all not in a prideful way. This is in a celebratory way. It's okay to celebrate yourself. It's okay to celebrate these victories, because oftentimes on a healing journey, other people don't understand our journey. They don't understand what it's taken to get where you are. Many of us have been dealing with silent, invisible, illnesses that on the outside, oftentimes, we look fine to people. They're missing the toxicity showing on our face, the fatigue, the tiredness. They don't see the pain. They're not willing to see those things. They don't read our faces, oftentimes because we hide behind a smile, determined to have a good day despite feeling like death. I know I'm speaking to many of you. I know you have or are walking out that invisible illness. You know where I'm coming from when people have expectations of you because of how you appear, yet don't realize the battle you're fighting internally. That's why I say you're courageous, you're strong, you're powerful, you're mighty, you're an achiever. You will win. You will reach your goal. You will be healthy. Don't give up. Keep fighting the good fight, and use reflection as your tool to see that today I was able to take 100 more steps than I took yesterday. For some of you, that might even be 5 steps. Celebrate it. Celebrate it. Celebrate every victory. 5 steps are 5 steps. Tomorrow, those 5 steps will be 10 steps. The next day might be 15. Whatever your victories are, celebrate them. If you aren't able to get outside and take those 5 steps, celebrate the victory that you have more movement in a muscle, that you were able to smile more, that you found joy and happiness, that you reflected. Life is a journey. If you've been following me for a long time, you know that there's good, there's bad, and there's ugly. Every time I say that, my husband will whistle the tune. But we need to be praising God through the good, the bad, and the ugly. We need to focus on the good in our lives. You will hear me say that all the time. Gratitude is vital. Focus on the gratitude. Reflect often. Celebrate you. Be you. Enjoy your life. Know that you have the power to do anything through Christ, through His power. You hear me talk a lot about Jesus. I wear my heart and my faith on my sleeve. If you don't know Him, all you simply have to say is, Jesus, I want to know you. And then you seek Him. I'm adding that little tidbit in there today because part of reflection and part of our growth is also celebrating Him and how far He has brought us and how far He will take us, and trusting in that and having faith in that. If you don't know Him, I want to encourage you to seek Him and speak those words, Jesus, I want to know you. Because the basis, the foundation of my growth, my healing, my vibrancy, my love for Him, all starts with Him. He has brought me to this place. He has given me these gifts. I do recognize them now as gifts. To speak life into people, to give them hope, to teach them how to use their faith muscles, to encourage them and inspire them to not only grow in Him, but to be you. Reflect. Reflect. What a great morning it is. It's so peaceful. It's so peaceful here. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this spoke to you today, because you are worthy of so much more in your life. You are worthy of this life. You are worthy of goodness and health and happiness and peace. Seek it. Seek Him. And reflect. Reflect on how far you've come. Reflect on where you desire to go. And grab it and hold on tight to it. And let's take it into 2024 together. I'm here for you. I love you all. Reach out to me at podcast@faithledhealing.com. Let me know how I can assist you, what topics you want to hear, your celebrations, your prayer needs. I'm here for you. I love you all. May our 2024 be healthy, happy, prosperous, and very faith-filled, very successful. I love you all. I'll see you on the next episode. Happy New Year. God bless.